Are you thinking about running your first 5K? Are you wondering about how to get started? I will be discussing why you are capable of running your first 5K, what you can do to get started, and how you can complete your first 5K. Hi, I'm Shanna, and I help moms reach their running and fitness goals. Before we get started, make sure you download my free 5K plan for beginners. It is an 8-week plan, so why do I say that you are capable of running your first 5K? First of all, if you are able to walk 30 minutes without stopping, you are capable of running your first 5K. By building your running endurance up with a walk-run program, this is going to allow you to be able to accomplish your first 5K goal. All you need to get started is a pair of running shoes, running clothes, and a GPS watch or a stopwatch. So what should you do to prepare to run your first 5K? First of all, you want to go by a 5K training plan for beginners. It will teach you how to gradually build up your endurance, and then eventually you will be able to run a 5K distance without stopping. When you are first thinking about doing your first 5K, it is very wise to have a race in mind, so that helps keep you motivated so that you accomplish your 5K goal. So when you are first getting started, I recommend that you get a GPS watch, either a watch or a stopwatch, or you can use a running app such as Strava or Map My Run. Here is an example of a GPS watch that you can use to get started. So this is a Garmin watch, a Venue watch, and I will link this on Amazon if you are interested in a watch like this. It's going to keep track of your time and your distance and your pace. When you're first starting out, you're probably just going to want to know how much time it's taking you and the distance. The main thing is the distance, so you can keep track of when you are walking, if you are going by distance, what a quarter of a mile is, half mile, so on. So you know all of those type of things. It's definitely nice not to have to track that with your car. You just load up your GPS, and that will help you know your distance and your time and your pace. And it has all sorts of other features, but when you're getting started, you don't necessarily need to know those. The main thing, you just want to know your distance and your time when you are getting started. So once again, I'll link that in the description below, and I'll get a small commission if you decide to purchase a watch like this. So you could just use a regular watch that you have on hand, or a smart watch or some sort, or you can get a stopwatch. I'll link a stopwatch in the description below also if you are interested in that. My other recommendation for you when you are getting started running and training for your 5K, I would get some running clothes that are comfortable. So some dry fit running clothes like this. So here's a running shirt, a tank top, it's dry fit, very comfortable to run in. And I also would recommend getting a pair of running shorts, something like this, dry fit, just like that. And I will link that in the description as well. Now I want to discuss with you how to train for your first 5K. First of all, you want a training plan that is targeted for beginners. So you can get a training plan that either goes by you can go by distance and increase, or you can go by the amount of time you are running. So like I said, I have a free training guide on that you can download in the description below. Feel free to download that to help get you started with your first 5K goal. An important thing to keep in mind when you are running your first 5K is don't be too ambitious when you get started. If you are too ambitious and you have too ambitious of goals, you might set yourself up for disappointment, or you are at higher risk of getting injured. So you want to start slow and gradually build up on your endurance and your pace. You also don't want to be doing too much too soon, so you can avoid an injury. So any training plan that you are using, if you feel like you are getting an injury or it is too much, it is okay to back off if you need to. If you need to take a day off, it's okay. The most important thing is try not to have an injury before the race. Just keep that in mind. Don't be too hard on yourself in the beginning. A missed run here or there is not going to halt your progress of not being able to complete the 5K run. Another important thing to keep in mind is to be consistent. It's going to help you build your endurance and help build your muscular strength. So important in the beginning to have more rest days. That is going to help you make it a habit. So when you are consistently knowing when you're going to run, even the time in the day having a certain time that you run, that is also going to be beneficial. For example, a lot of people that run in the morning are usually more consistent. If you are able to get the run in before your day even gets started, that is going to help you stay consistent and be able to accomplish the goal. Because if you wait later in the afternoon or the evening, things come up, especially as a mom. Things come up in your schedule and you might just not be able to get your run in. So try to, if you can, possibly try to get it in the morning before work would be great and ideal. If you're a stay-at-home mom, do it during your kids' nap time. If you have 1 or 2 kids, you can get a jogging stroller and you can go out during their nap times and get your run in. Another great way to get started to help you achieve your 5K running goal. So to help you stay motivated and make sure that you get your run in, you want to make it as easy as possible. Give yourself reminders to accomplish your training for your set day that you are scheduled to run. Make sure you're laying your clothes out the night before. Put it where it's accessible to you. If you are having to scramble to try to find the running clothes, you're less likely to do it. Keep it by your bed at night, by your floor. You could even wear your running clothes to bed. I have actually done that. If I felt like I wasn't going to be motivated in the morning, I've actually I just left my running clothes on the night before, so I had no excuses and less barriers for me not to get my run in. That is a strategy you can use to make sure there are no barriers getting in your way. If you are struggling with motivation and you're not one to like to go exercise by yourself and you feel like you need somebody, an accountability partner, find a running partner that is looking to run their first 5K. So pair up with them so you can train for your first 5K together. When you are relying on someone else and they are relying on you, you are more likely to get your run in because you don't want to let that other person down. If you have running clubs in your area, you could possibly get in a group that is training for their first 5K to help you stay motivated. To continue to stay motivated during your training, know your why. Why are you wanting to run your first 5K? Is it because you are training to raise money for a charity? Or are you wanting to get more fit? Are you wanting to change your lifestyle and make exercise more a part of your life? So these are things to keep in mind. Make sure you know your why. That is going to help you stay on track to be successful with your ultimate goal of achieving a 5K run. To help you stay even more motivated, make a list of why you are doing it. For example, think of 10 reasons why you want to accomplish your first 5K goal and how good you are going to feel after accomplishing this goal. Having this list, you can use a visual to help remind you of your why daily. You can put this list on a mirror in your bathroom, on your refrigerator, anywhere that you go daily that you are going to see this list. That is going to just help you so much more to keep continually reminding yourself why you are running your first 5K and why you want to achieve this goal. Don't be too hard on yourself when you are training to run your first 5K. It is okay to have a bad run. It happens to all of us. We all have bad runs. We don't accomplish the goals we want to at every race. We can't get a PR every time. It's just unrealistic to think that way. You just have to do it for you and be happy that you completed your first 5K. Don't beat yourself up if you miss a run either, because it happens. Life happens, especially if you're a mom. Life for sure happens. As a mom, it is so unpredictable of what can happen. Your kid gets sick. There's no one else to watch your kids when you're trying to train. You have to adapt. You just have to. And it's okay. You say, oh, I missed my run today. Well, I guess I'll try to run tomorrow, or maybe I'll have to run the next day. It's totally okay to have flexibility in your schedule. Because just know that you can always run in a day or two when there is more time available or barriers aren't getting in the way. Help you not lose motivation. Another strategy that you can use is to make a playlist of music that you like to listen to. So music is really a motivator to help you get out there and run. If you're not so much of a music person, you can always listen to an audiobook or you can listen to a podcast. These are all great things that can help you stay motivated and get through a run, especially when you are just not feeling it that day. So those are excellent ways to help you keep going. So let's talk about race day. So you've completed all your training to get you to the point of your first 5K, and race day is quickly approaching. You might have a lot of questions of how the whole organization of a race works. Most races are going to give you the information you need before the race so you feel prepared when you get to the race. So there's plenty of volunteers there that are going to help you, that should make you feel comfortable when you get there, and you're just going to go with the flow and you're just going to be just fine when you get to the start line. So don't feel worried about that, because somebody will help you once you get to the race. Make sure the night before the race that you get everything that you want to wear out before the race. Know what you're going to wear, get your watch out, make sure you have your running shoes on hand, so you don't want to, because you definitely don't want to forget those before the race. And I believe I forgot to mention earlier, get a pair of running shoes, a good pair of running shoes. These are my running shoes that I like to run in. These are Asics. I've been using them for years. I'll put in the description below what running shoes that I wear in case you are looking for a good pair of running shoes. And just so you know, I'll get a small commission if you do decide to purchase a pair of running shoes. Another thing that I advise against the night before the race is don't eat anything new. So don't eat a new food, don't try anything new, because you don't know how that is going to react to your stomach. You might get some stomach issues if you eat something that you normally wouldn't eat. So make sure you avoid that, because you don't want to have stomach issues during the race. That's just not fun, very uncomfortable, and you might be in some stomach pain. So try to avoid those sorts of things before the race. Make sure you're familiar with what you are eating and you know how it's going to react with your digestive system. Also, don't wear anything that you've never trained in before the race. Make sure you have ran at least one run before the race to see how that is going to feel against your body when you are running, because the last thing you want is to get chafed and feel super uncomfortable when you are running your race. So one thing to remember at the start line, don't go out as hard as you can in the beginning. Going out as fast as you can, as hard as you can, you are going to burn yourself out, and you're going to be like, why did I do this? I don't even know if I can finish this race now. You need to pace yourself. Be a little more conservative the first mile, and then when you get to the second mile, you can pick up the pace a little bit more, and then your last mile, if you want to kick it in a little bit more, go ahead and do that. Feel free. But just ease yourself into the race a little bit, because I have definitely made this mistake, especially as a younger runner. I wanted to go out way too fast, wanted to try to be the head of the race. Don't do that. I've done that mistake. It burns you out, and you're like, why did I do that? And yeah, so make sure learn from my mistake, be conservative in the beginning, and then gradually pick your pace up. Another thing that I don't recommend, especially if you think you're probably not going to be one of the faster runners at the race, don't go to the front of the start line. If it's your first race and you feel like you're probably going to be in the middle of the pack or maybe towards the last, go to the back of the start line. Go before the walkers. You can go before the walkers, but I would highly advise against getting to the front of the start line and going with the super fast runners until you know what kind of race you can run and what type of pace you will be running. So highly recommend not doing that, especially your first race. If you find out that, hey, you know what, I'm one of the faster runners, closer to the start of the line, that's fine. But in the beginning, I would kind of stay back a little bit to gauge yourself, to see what type of pace that you can run during a race. And just know, you can push yourself a little bit harder than you normally would during your training runs during a race, because when you are around a lot of people, oftentimes you want to push yourself hard. So it's okay if you want to try to pick up the pace a little bit more than you normally would, but still, you want to be a little conservative at the beginning and make sure that you know you're not burning yourself out at the same time. You don't want to feel out of breath and then you just can't finish the race. You can pick up your pace a little bit during the race But don't, like I said, don't burn yourself out don't go out too fast too soon at the beginning. You try to save that towards the end so you can kick it in at the end. And always remember that your first 5K should be a learning experience. Don't have too high expectations of your first race. Just be happy that you have accomplished the race and you finished it. And then your next race, if you want to set a goal to run it a little bit faster, go right ahead, you can do that. But be realistic as you proceed and know that over time that you could possibly get a little faster as your fitness improves. During your first race, to keep you motivated, have a support system standing on the sidelines. So have somebody cheering you on. That is really very encouraging for your first race. It's going to help you get through the race and be able to complete it and just make it that much easier to finish the race. Another thing that I advise is keep your upper body relaxed when you are running the race. Don't feel really tense and just have your jaw clenched like that. Don't be doing that. Make sure you're relaxed. It's going to make you feel more efficient when you are running. So, for example, you can smile. Smiling helps relax you. That's one thing you can do to help relax you. Also, you can shake your arms out like this during the race. Pinch your fingers like an OK symbol. That helps you feel a little bit more relaxed. So those are some types of things that you can do to make you feel a little more comfortable during the race. So here's my challenge for you today. I challenge you to train for your first 5K race. Set a goal of when you want to run your first 5K. And I highly advise you to download my free 5K plan for beginners. This is going to be a great training plan to get you started. And it's going to help you be able to achieve your 5K race and be able to achieve that goal. So highly recommend that you download that. It'll be linked in the description below. Good luck on your first 5K race, and I'll talk to you next time.